And joining me now is our international affairs editor, Doug Herbert. Doug, obviously this story has implications and reverberations across the world, but let's talk about the two big losers at this point in time, and that being Iran and Russia.
Yeah, if you're going to start anywhere on the losers list, Annette, you're out. Look there first. We were speaking to one of our guests earlier who actually said Iran might be absolute biggest loser with the most egg on its face. I would argue that Russia is also in that category right up there. Look, let's look at their actions right now, their words and deeds following Assad's ouster, his apparent ouster, and the rebels moving into Damascus. Iran in the immediate aftermath, or as this was all unraveling, sort of cut its ties. It was pulling out its commanders, basically saying, we're not there anymore. We are not going to lend any more military help to Bashar Assad. But right now they're trying to do some damage control. Their foreign minister is basically trying to say that they're trying to establish lines of communication with the rebel group that's moved into Damascus. Once again, let's underline, we don't know whether this group ultimately is going to be the arbiter of Syria's future, whether it is going to be at the helm of governments, but it's definitely in a powerful position right now. Iran wants to make sure that the trajectory, as it says, of its relations right now with Syria, which for years had been one of Syria was almost a proxy for Iran, if you will, and also a conduit for Iranian supplies and weapons to Hezbollah and Lebanon through Syria. It wants to keep those lines open. It does not want to burn all of its bridges here. It sees that this has been a diplomatic disaster. I would say Iran, much more than Russia, has been acknowledging the degree to which perhaps it miscalculated, misjudged, lost sight of what was really going on in the region, and is acknowledging the magnitude of what has just happened, and because of that is taking steps to try to limit the damage. So that's how I read these communications, trying to keep the lines of communications open. Assad's gone. They want to show this new rebel group that Iran still wants to be able to work with Syria, very key strategically in the region and to any future bilateral relationship. Russia isn't doing as much. What has Russia done? Russia, big loser, because Syria was its ticket to having a global footprint and leverage in the Middle East, notably via that port of Latakia on Syria's coast. It is Russian airstrikes that really thwarted the rebel advances at various stages in the civil war. Not this time, because Russia realized it was too distracted in Ukraine, didn't have the resources or the wherewithal or the will to come to Assad's aid again. So Russia, not in full damage control mode right now. In fact, by taking in Assad on humanitarian grounds, you'd say that perhaps it is trying to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, trying to make it look like that they are doing the upstanding thing by giving sanctuary to someone that they supported through all these years and not just dropping him at the last minute. But Russia knows basically that it is lost, at least at this stage in the game, a big geopolitical battle, part of the battle. Whether or not the broader war, the geopolitical war, is now going to be lost by Russia, that remains to be seen. But it's clear, I think, Iran seems to be doing more right now to shore up its position with Syria in the wake of Assad's fall than Russia, which is merely granted sanctuary to Bashar Assad.
Doug Herbert, thank you.